Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Chase Oliver, bringing you my raw review in Mexico City, the go-home show for WWE Vengeance. Did it deliver? Did Monday Night Raw give us an excelente show? Did Monday Night Raw make me want to order Vengeance on pay-per-view or even watch the pay-per-view? What's going to be announced? What is happening? We'll find out in my Raw review. So, Raw kicks off with a recap of what happened last week between the whole Triple H no longer in control and leading up to John Laurinaitis announcing that tag match at the end of the Raw. John Laurinaitis is now in control of Monday Night Raw as the GM. Want me to I'm going to clarify something. Triple H is still the COO of the company, guys. He's not gone for COO. Just basically all his powers for Monday Night Raw he cannot use. He has no powers over Raw. Triple H cannot control Raw. He can control what goes on the day-to-day things, but he cannot control what happens on Monday Night Raw. That's all the GM's job. So, clearing that out of the way, so we get everybody's favorite GM. John Laurinaitis here! And John Laurinaitis wants to bring back good old JR. John Laurinaitis brings back good old JR and announces Michael Cole and JR in a match. No, wait! I'm going to pull a Teddy Long here. I'm going to make it a tag team match. And it's going to be John Cena and JR versus Alberto Del Rio versus Michael Cole. Pretty much what happened in that opening segment. Michael Cole and Jim Ross kind of like look at each other, and this was a refreshing opening segment due to the fact it wasn't involving one man, Triple H. But don't worry, guys, Triple H must get his ring time. It is in the Book of God that the Off the Rope Show crew lended me. He must get at least some time here tonight on Monday Night Raw. I read it. It's on page 326, I believe. Shug Daddy must confirm this. But anyways, moving on forward. So we move on forward from the whole stare down, and like I said, in the goods, it was a good refreshing segment, to a 6-man tag match between SmackDown superstars and feuds at Vengeance. Rhodes and Orton was announced for Vengeance, but it's a non-title match, and this kind of bugs me, because if you guys noticed in my last week's Raw review, I kind of stretched out the fact that I wanted this to be for the IC title, so the IC title can get a little bit more prestige underneath it. But we will have to wait and see. So Randy Orton comes out, and one thing I want to might add, because I guess I'm picky about the little things. Well, it's not picky, I just like to point out the little things. The WWE superstars now are having it when they come out to their names, like if it says Randy Orton, it has their Twitter underneath, and this is a good way for people to follow the superstars on their social media network and get used to Twitter more. We all know the internet is basically a way of socializing nowadays, and what a way to promote these superstars' Twitters. Sheamus, get yourself a Twitter because you didn't have one underneath your name, fella. But, you know, Randy Orton comes out, followed by John Morrison, who's a Raw superstar, followed by Sheamus, and the team, they're going against the team of Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton's opponent at Vengeance, makes sense, Christian, possibly an opponent for Sheamus, and the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Now, my question is, why not have Big Show in this match, but at the same time, why ruin a potential, you know, collision between Mark Henry and Big Show? Let's just save that to Vengeance, so I understand there. This was a decent 6-man tag team match, some keynotes that happened. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes basically said bye-bye after like the first couple minutes of this match. You know, first couple minutes, you know, we got like these, like we got all 6 men in here. Then Cody Rhodes was on the outside, and this led to Randy Orton chasing Cody Rhodes and basically chase Cody Rhodes to the back. So Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, we don't know what happened to them. We don't know if Randy Orton beat the living shit out of Cody Rhodes. We just know that they ran to the back. And we cut to commercial. We get to see Morrison, and Morrison did most of the work in this match. Morrison was kind of the workhorse here, and this leads to, you know, he wanted to get the hot tag to Sheamus. Couldn't get to Sheamus throughout the whole match because Christian pulled Sheamus down. Christian and Sheamus ditch, and you know what that means. Oh, it's the John Morrison segment on Chase Oliver 68. I cannot even win a match with Randy Orton or Sheamus right now. Oh, I'm a jobber. 1, 2, 3, will strongest slam on me. John Morrison, I'm sorry, loses again. Mark Henry, makes sense. I liked how they used the feuds to develop here. Obviously, you can tell Christian and Sheamus might happen. We will have to wait and see, but overall, I thought it was a pretty decent 6-man tag team match, and at least we got some feud development here. Pretty much all I gotta say about that segment. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. What sense does it make for Eve Torres to be facing Beth Phoenix at Vengeance when Kelly beat the living crap out of Beth 2 weeks before this whole walkout thing? I just don't understand. Did Eve get a tag team win over Rosa Mendez or something to get her to become #1 contender? It's new, it's different, but like I said, the Divas division has no interest. It's the same crap. But this time, instead of a tag team match, we had Eve versus Natalya. Eve gets a win, makes sense. She's the #1 contender for whatever reason. She's the #1 contender. Don't know how she became #1 contender. Don't know why Kelly doesn't get her automatic rematch. But she's the #1 contender, and she's facing Beth Phoenix. Whatever. The Divas match was You know, WWE, please make this interesting for me. I want to care about this Divas division again. I am sick and tired of the same old crap every single freaking week on Raw and SmackDown. Make it interesting. Why can't you have the Divas, like the Bella Twins actually made a sighting, and I'll mention that in a minute. And you could have done something with them tonight and maybe feuding with, I don't know, Rosa Mendez or Alicia Fox, some other Divas you have on your roster. Don't waste this shit on superstars. Bring them here for us to care about the Divas division. But whatever. Eve wins. Same old stuff. If you haven't seen aftermatch where Beth tries to beat up the good Divas and they run away scared, whatever. Divas division needs some work. So we get a backstage segment with my boy John Laurinaitis. And John Laurinaitis is on the cell phone, but the Bella Twins were all over his dick. So he was like, "Hold up, baby." Hangs up his cell phone. Bella Twins kiss him, and he's all like, "I'm John fucking Laurinaitis. I'm a fucking pimp." Then Ricardo Rodriguez interrupts his phone call, and then afterwards, he was saying, Alberto. John Laurinaitis doesn't give a fuck about Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio comes in and says Michael Cole is a joke. John Laurinaitis says the winner gets to decide the stipulation for the match at Vengeance. End of segment. We got announced earlier tonight that it was going to be CM Punk versus The Miz in a match. This is good because CM Punk and Triple H are teaming up to face The Miz and Ron the Truth Killings. R-Truth. Holy fuck. TNA reference there. My bad. But anyways, besides that botch, we have the match itself. Before the match begins, R-Truth and The Miz kind of like stare at Punk, look like they're going to do something, and just like the Book of God that the Off the Rope show guys were so kindly of letting me borrow, Triple H made his miraculous debut in Mexico once again. He came back and he took off the suit of justice, the tie of wonders, almost unbuttoned the collared shirt of doom, and was about to do damage. But Triple H remembers he only wrestles on the big shows. Instead, he's going to manage CM Punk, and we get the match. So CM Punk and The Miz starting off was pretty good, but then in the middle of the match, Triple H, I guess, is only God in America because in Mexico he's an immigrant. Yeah, Triple H is a freaking immigrant in Mexico. They must have not realized who Triple H is or what Triple H does, because Triple H ain't no immigrant. Triple H is the game. He's the main event. How is he an immigrant? But basically, Triple H is an immigrant. And one thing I want to point out: if R-Truth and The Miz believe in conspiracies, and Triple H is the only one on the WWE's roster who is a immigrant in Mexico, wouldn't that make R-Truth and The Miz think that's a conspiracy? Whatever. But besides that, we get the finish of the match. The match, I really did enjoy this match. I think Punk and Miz did a good job. CM Punk wins after a roll-up. Doesn't make Miz look too weak. Miz almost hit the skull-crushing finale and Punk got the best of him. CM Punk wins that match. Fine with me. I'm all fine with that. Afterwards, Miz and R-Truth get a beating, and out comes the referee squad. And the referee squad comes, beats the living shit out of R-Truth and The Miz, and no, that didn't fucking happen. The referees basically tell them to stop. Miz and R-Truth go, okay, we surrender. They're walking back up the ramp. R-Truth comes back in, hits the little Jimmy, what's up, whatever the freaking Shelton Benjamin MVP move that's given to all African American superstars in the WWE, that DDT. He hits that DDT on them, and then afterwards He leaves the ring. The Miz hits the skull-crushing finale, and pretty much that was a wrap for that segment. And I did like this, you know, Triple H with the whole immigrant thing. I don't know what that was all about. We never got an answer for that. But Triple H is an immigrant. I wonder if we're going to have an answer on SmackDown. Who knows? Maybe. But, yeah, you know, I thought it was a pretty good Raw match for television. It was nice. It was easy to watch. You know, it wasn't that bad. The whole Triple H stuff, though, I wish it was not used here. But, hey, whatever. It is what it is. They're trying to make John Lennon, Triple H, the babyface, because Triple H has to be the most over babyface on Monday Night Raw. That is a fact. But besides that bullshit fact, we have everyone's favorite. Not yet, though. Everyone's favorite will have to wait. And if you guys want to know who everyone's favorite is, keep on watching. Vicky Guerrero and Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler come out, basically saying they don't want to be here. Vicky Guerrero's dressed up as a Mexican dancer, and she was looking fine tonight, baby. But anyways, Jack Swagger starts to sing the National American Anthem. Fans are booing because we're in Mexico. We don't like that up here, fool. No, I'm not Mexican, guys. Sorry if I offended any Mexicans. But everyone's favorite, woo, 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 Zack Ryder comes out and squashes Jack Swagger. Oh my god. Jack Swagger from World Heavyweight Champion to getting squashed by woo, woo, woo. I get Zack Ryder's over, but a squash match? Oh my. That's just terrible. And then afterwards, Ryder looks like he's going to get beaten down by both Ziggler and Swagger. And then Mason Ryan comes out, and we get Mason Ryan on the mic. And really what he says is like, Dolph, where you going? You, me, have match next. Mason Ryan versus Dolph Ziggler. And this could be a match for the U.S. title. Mason Ryan and Dolph Ziggler went longer than Zack Ryder and Jack Swagger, that's for sure. Mason Ryan looked good. Ziggler looked good. Mason Ryan's rubbing off the greenness, and this is a good person for Mason Ryan to work with, especially in Dolph Ziggler. I feel Dolph Ziggler is a good matchup for Mason Ryan, and I feel him working with Dolph Ziggler can help rub off some of that greenness that he has on him and make him look better overall. Ziggler is that hard-working soul that everyone likes, and I personally like Ziggler. He's not one of my favorites currently, but I like what he does in the ring. Mike works okay, you know. Just my quick thoughts on Ziggler, why I like him or not. So pretty much, yeah, I thought, you know, this was a good, you know, little segment, I guess. The whole Zack Ryder squashing Jack Swagger, I don't agree with that. I mean, Swagger's a former world champion, guys. And you put him in this Vicky Guerrero stable and you're just going to squash him like that. What's the point of even having him anymore if you guys are not going to use him right? He's a guy that can easily, I'm not saying on the same level or surpassing him, but could be a guy like a Kurt Angle who could put on good technical matches if needed to, and a guy that can get a lot of technical wrestling fans back into a little bit of the WWE, because you don't have that many technical wrestlers anymore, WWE. Daniel Bryan's probably the most technical guy you got, and Swagger's probably the second close, so why not push it back? I'm not saying Dolph isn't technical. He's not really a purist in technical wrestling, is what I'm trying to get at. Swagger's more of a purist, in my opinion. This is my opinion once alone, guys. You know, I'm not always right on everything. But, God, like, Swagger getting squashed, that's just not... We get it announced that Sin Cara Azul versus Sin Cara Negro in a match versus match on SmackDown, and oh, this seems good. Hopefully it's not... Hopefully it's better than their Hell in a Cell match is what I'm getting at. Now it's time for the main event of the evening. John Cena and good old JR versus hometown boy Alberto Del Rio and Michael Cole. This was a okay main event. No surprise, Cena's team won. Come on. Were you expecting much? Cena gets an AA on Cole. JR makes Cole tap to the ankle lock. I'm fine with that, you know. JR wanted to get a piece of Michael Cole. He said that to Cena backstage. He was like, oh, I want to get a good piece of Michael Cole. And Cena's like, JR, for all you have done for me, I'll do that. What the fuck has JR ever done for you, Cena? God. But anyways, besides that, you know, this was just dumb. And as always, if this is a John Cena match, what do you expect? Either A, an I Quit match, B, an Iron Man match, or C, a Last Man Standing match. I'll give you guys time to post down what you thought it was, or think in your head. Na 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 na. Bah, 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 boom, boom. If you guys did not know, the answer was C for Cena. In a last man standing match, we will get Del Rio versus Cena for the WWE title. Oh boy. Do I see Del Rio winning this match? Who knows? But anyway, that's pretty much it on my thoughts of Raw, my review. Now let me give you my final thoughts of it. This Raw, I want to say it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It wasn't a good go-home show for Vengeance by any means. If I was watching this Raw, I would totally forget Vengeance was this Sunday. I did not even know Vengeance was this Sunday until they went over the match card before the main event. And really, it just didn't feel like a go-home show. And the Mexican crowd, they were good. I'm not going to lie, they're good, but I just didn't really feel this Raw. I couldn't get into it. I was fine with the matches announced. In-ring action was very lackluster besides the CM Punk and Miz match, and I really mean that. Like, it wasn't something that very entertained me. The in-ring action wasn't that good. There was very little storyline development, except for, of course, the Triple H match. I mean, yeah, I know Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes fought each other to the outside, but we never got to see the conclusion of that. And I know that Triple H, I know Christian and Sheamus might be doing something, but really there was not really any storylines being developed towards Vengeance. It was just more Cena saying, "I want a last man standing match," and pretty much that's about it. And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to give this Raw a C-. I couldn't get into it. Didn't feel there was enough storyline development overall for this to be a good Raw. That's just my overall opinions. Tell me what you guys thought down below of Monday Night Raw. Give me a big old thumbs up if you like this video. Follow me on Twitter. Add me on Skype. This is ChaseOliver68. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Remember, have a good Monday night. Peace, y'all.